So I've had a private conversation with him. He came down, I think it was like 4 months afterwards, and all he wanted to do was talk about the border. I don't
Oh,
even think he knew what he
oh
was
my,
here for. Yeah,
oh
no,
my, oh, I
and
can't.
and
That gets me
yeah,
so angry. I'm sorry, Brett. Go ahead.
no, yeah, no, exactly right. And so we started talking about this. We're like, hey, can we raise the age or whatever? Like I have ideas. Universal background checks, red flag laws, safe storage laws, all of these things that could help. Where another parent doesn't have to pick out which cartoon character goes on their child's casket. And he was just like, oh, well, the border. Oh, well, they did Santa Fe with a shotgun, so this wouldn't have helped. And I'm like, yeah, everything else that I said would have. And then I told him, I said, can you name any of the students that were here? Like you're coming down here, you should at least know their names, right? Couldn't. I said, can you even name my child's name? No. So he doesn't even care enough to get briefed on who he's talking to, what child lost their life, what parent of a child that lost their life that he's talking to.
Oh my God. I didn't know any of that stuff. That gets me even more angry and emotional when I hear about this. You're telling me 4 months, by the way. I mean, first of all, let's just call that for what it is. It took him 4 months to meet the families of those who lost their children. First of all, it should have taken no more than a day. Get the information in a day. And then, I mean, first of all, the fact that it took him 4 months to do that speaks to the despicable human being that he is. And then number two, why the hell is he talking about the border? Why would he talk? You think that these family members give a crap right now about the border? They lost their kids. They want to talk about gun control. They want to talk about, we don't, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Brett. We don't want another family to have to go through what we're going through, right?
100%. And that's the thing. Like I even told him, I'm like, well, it wasn't an undocumented immigrant that killed my child. It was a 18-year-old kid who had just turned 18 a few days prior, but he didn't care. Right. Like he didn't care. And I think that he brought up the whole border thing because here in Uvalde, it is like 85% Hispanic. And which is wild of an assumption of him to think that people are undocumented here. It's just his racism and his bigotry that comes to show, because even then, he talks about mental health when it comes to guns, except months before Uvalde happened, he pulled $112 million from the Health and Human Services Fund, which is our mental health funding here in Texas, and sent it to Operation Lone Star, which is his border BS.